Hello folks, the Y Guy here again. Welcome to my home on this very beautiful winter afternoon. The name of this video is called The Y Guy Political Quote for Christianity. That's an odd title, is it not? Well, this video, especially considering this video isn't political in nature at all. Excuse me. But I am going to quote a statement from a nominee for the U.S. Senator from Michigan. His name is John James. I saw him on the news the other day, and I listened to his quote, and man, I loved it. I loved what this guy had to say. Look him up sometime, John James. Anyway, what he said, it just hit me between the eyes. As soon as he said it, I went, hey, that's exactly how I feel about church leaders, is what he is saying about journalists in general. Okay, journalists in general, not every journalist. And just like, what I'm going to share, it's about church leaders in general, not specific church leaders. So don't get your panties in a knot, okay? If you happen to be a church leader watching this. What he said is exactly how I feel. So this is what he said in quoting him. Vigilantism, okay, I got to say that word right. I just washed my tongue, can't do a thing with it. Vigilantism is just a form of mob mentality. I believe that due process and truth are under attack in this country. I love this country and I love our Constitution. The First Amendment is under attack. When you can have malicious insinuation tearing down the journalistic integrity that we rely so much on, and it's going to result in someone getting badly hurt. We need to make sure we are acting with integrity and we're holding these people who are telling these stories accountable. Remember that. We have to think for ourselves and not just believe what we're being fed, but by thinking critically and by holding journalists accountable. End quote. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change just a few words of his quote, and you're going to see how the dichotomy on this is just striking. All right. Now here's a Y Guy quote. Church is just a form of mob mentality. Well, it can be. Okay. I believe that independent research and truth has always been under attack in the Christian church. I love Christians and I love the body of Christ. The character of God is under attack. When you can have malicious insinuation tearing down the biblical integrity that we rely so much on, and it's already resulted in someone getting badly hurt. I call it spiritual terrorism. We need to make sure we as believers in God's love are acting with integrity and we're holding these pastors and teachers who are telling these stories accountable. You can't believe the storytellers anymore. We have to think for ourselves and not just believe what we're being fed, but by thinking critically and by holding theologians accountable. End quote. Now, if you don't think this is true, then why did the vast majority of pastors and teachers continually to tell their congregations a story about hell? They obviously haven't done their homework. This is what gets me is I had a conversation with he had a master's degree in biblical theology, and he considered me a pagan because I happen to believe that God meant what he said when he said he's going to reconcile all of creation. He didn't say a portion of creation. And of the 74 verses that say that within the Bible. And I'm going to do a video on that, on that conversation, because I'm holding that theologian accountable. And any of you who want to make a comment on this video that's in disagreement, please do so, but come prepared. All right? And when I say come prepared, I'm not saying to have 1,000 Bible verses that you can vomit, okay, on the comment section, because I can equally vomit just as many right back. I'm saying come prepared with a loving, teachable attitude. And I will respond likewise, because we're all in this together. We're all here to learn from one another, because that same spirit that raised Christ from the dead dwells within each one of us. So if there is such a huge difference in a belief somebody's got to be wrong, somebody's got to be deceived. And I'm not afraid of saying that it's me. That's what I mean also. So you do need to come prepared with facts, not just beliefs. All right? So, in closing this video, consider subscribing to this channel. And if you are going to leave a comment, remain polite. Otherwise, I'll delete you. Delete the comment. I can't delete you. You know, that's God's job. And if you agree with this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to add to it, comment, please do so. Consider subscribing, if I didn't already ask that. I have an avatar named Jonathan Jones on Facebook. That's not my real name, but that's what I go by on Facebook. And we do have a closed group called the Why Guy Group that do have real theologians in that group. I believe they are. And they're a lot more smarter than I am, and that's not false humility in saying that. They really are. So thank you for viewing.